What's good, everybody? Now, we've done a lot of recipes in BeerBiceps, but what we haven't done is a good old classic salad. And that's what I'm bringing you guys today. I'm gonna combine the goodness of flavor of honey smoked chicken with those good old greens. Now, if you're following an ideal ketogenic diet, you gotta remember that you can only have 20 grams of carbs in the entire day. And if you want to go super ideal, remember those 20 grams of carbs have got to come from green leafy veggies. Golden rule of life, any vegetable is the healthiest in its raw form. It's got its maximum nutrition when it's raw, and the more you cook it, the more the nutrition levels plummet, unfortunately. Except for spinach. Spinach you gotta cook and eat. But everything else, ideally try having raw. So to prep for this keto salad, I'm gonna start by putting the leaves through something called a chiffonade. Chiffonade is just a fancy French way of saying place the leaves on top of each other like I've done here, roll it up and proceed to cut it into these cute little strands like this. Super easy, super fast and super damn son, that guy can cook. Now whenever you're dealing with raw leaves in a salad, one hack to ensure that the leaves are super crispy and give a supremely flavorful texture is using an ice bath like this. So make sure you get some ice cubes and some cold water in a bowl and proceed to dunk your leaves into that ice bath. Make sure that the leaves are completely immersed and only remove them before you're plating up for the salad. Remember, the crispier the leaves are, the more flavor the salad will have. Texture is flavor, baby. At the cost of offending my vegetarian viewers, leaves are great, but this is where the flavor is at. You gotta get your chicken breast on a flat surface like this and proceed to use all that knuckle push-up power to flatten out the chicken breast. Not only does this make the chicken breast flat, but it also tenderizes the chicken and makes it easier to cook. Now we're gonna begin work on building the flavor profile for this salad. Chicken's great, but you know what's better? Smoked chicken. And to smoke the chicken, we're gonna use a piece of charcoal. So leave it on the gas and just wait. And after about 10 minutes on a high flame, you'll see that your coal is red hot and ready to be smoked. Now smoking the chicken with charcoal begins with smoking prep. Smoking prep is all about that stainless steel plate and that stainless steel bowl. Proceed to place your red hot piece of coal in the bowl. And now here's the catch. We're going to be using honey to smoke the chicken today. Generally, in smoking with charcoal, we end up using a fat like butter or ghee. But honey smoking is where the charm of this recipe lies. The smoke from the honey has a slightly sweet flavor, and that slightly sweet flavor will be imparted to your keto-friendly chicken without adding any sugar. That little kick of sweetness in the middle of your smoked chicken is one of the most delicious things in the world. So let it sit in the smoke for about 10 minutes, and 10 minutes later, your goodness is ready. So once it's smoked, you gotta season the chicken well with a lot of salt. Be generous, and then you gotta season it with just a hint of pepper, completely according to your own taste. Time to cook that goodness, baby. And because it's keto friendly, we can afford a lot of oil. So get the glorious combination of a cast iron skillet and a lot of oil. So get your flame on full whack, and once your oil is nice and hot, go in with that honey smoke gloriousness. So let the chicken just sit on one side and cook in that oil for about a minute or so on a super hot flame. And once you have this gorgeous caramelization on one side, let it sit on the other side for another minute. So after about a minute of cooking on each side, you gotta ensure that you rest the chicken for 5 minutes if you want a super juicy, moist chicken breast. And after resting it for about 5 minutes, you can proceed to cut up that goodness to prep for the salad. Next key ingredient, this grenade of flavor called extra virgin olive oil. Now, great salad has 3 main parts to it. Delicious protein, delicious veggies, and a supremely delicious dressing. To begin work in the dressing, I'm gonna mix some salt in my extra virgin olive oil and go in with the acid of my choice, which in this case is my go-to apple cider vinegar. But you can go in with lemon or any other kind of vinegar that you want. Remember, an acid and an oil together make an emulsion, and an emulsion is called a French dressing. And French dressings go great with most salads. And because we're in keto, we can afford all that oil. So make sure you mix your oil and your acid, but you gotta ensure that you're in a caloric deficit throughout the day. So make sure you count your calories before going in with the oil, and then proceed to whisk it up the same way you whisk up eggs, if you whisk up eggs like a pussy. So after putting yourself through this 30-second wrist workout, you'll see that the mixture starts changing its texture and becomes an emulsion. And at this point, you know that that dressing is ready. Final optional step before plating up is you take the leaves out of the ice bath and place them on a towel like this. So we're gonna wrap up the leaves in a towel like this, all nice and cozy. And this is primarily to remove all the moisture from the leaves. Remember, dry leaves will stick to the dressing super well. That's the main reason we're doing this. So wrap it up in a ball like this and just shake it about. This removes a lot of the moisture, even if it doesn't remove all of it, and you're left with these nice dry leaves. So get those lettuce leaves in a bowl and you can proceed to go in with the dressing. The amount of dressing you put is completely up to you, but make sure you don't overdo it. If you overdo it with the dressing, it tends to make the leaves a little bit soggy. And when we're dealing with raw leaves, crispiness is key. So make sure you get your fingers in there and make sure you just get all that dressing all over all those leaves. Final step, you can proceed to plate up. Now if you don't have the time, you can just mix all the elements, the dressing, the leaves and the chicken however you want. But I feel that great food deserves to be plated up in a great manner. And that's why I'm gonna go all fancy pants and place my chicken strategically like this. Not only does this make this plate of food super beautiful, but it's also mandatory because I'm a food blogger. Did I say food blogger? I meant fitness food blogger. And that's why I'm gonna be super careful about how much dressing I put on top, because I'm watching my calories, because I'm doing keto the right way. So if you're doing keto the right way, you gotta keep a track of your calories. But at the same time, you gotta eat some good looking food, baby. As for the macros on this one, it's a little bit hard to estimate again. Depends on how much fat you're using in the dressing, depends on how much fat you're using in the chicken, depends on how much chicken you're using. But the one thing I can guarantee is that this combination of leaves, protein and dressing will make everyone go, oh yeah.